Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining and taking the time. I know it's late. People with kids, yeah, maybe it's a little bit inconvenient. I'm not always sure when we need to do those sessions. So 8:30 is yeah, it's a time I think. Well, if you have small kids, they are sleeping by now, or at least almost, and yeah, and the day is over. So we can just take 20 minutes of the time and show you what we do. So thank you for joining us. I will share a short presentation where I'll talk about the following. We'll talk about Diamond Pigs. I will introduce Diamond Pigs, which is a crypto trading platform that we developed and launched in October 2021. And we'll talk about actually what is the problem that we solve, why we have introduced this platform, what is Diamond Pigs. We'll talk a little bit about the platform, and I'll show you behind the scene the different platforms that connect together. So we have, actually, we have 4 different platforms that are connected to each other. Then we talk about the strategies. What are the strategies, investment strategies we offer, and some example of the bots that power those strategies. Talk about the pricing, although we're moving to a new business module. So I'll talk a little bit about that as well, and afterwards, more time for Q&A. Okay, so the problem is, for those who are a little bit familiar with the crypto market, there are a few challenges when you want to invest in the crypto market. It's a very volatile market, very unpredictable. There's a lot of there are a lot of parties, whether it's market makers or a lot of parties with a lot of interest that make sure that the price can go up and down very fast. Some coins that you may choose to invest in, they have low liquidity, and that's another reason why the price movement is very high. They even scam, pump and dump, a little bit less these days, but in the past, I'm in crypto since 2015, so in the past it was very popular. Also, to choose a coin and what to invest in is complex. The blockchain technology is complex. There's a lot of things you need to dive in to understand. For example, about the tokenization. What is it? What is unlocked tokens? What does it mean regarding pricing? And so you need to stay up to date. Most of the people want to allocate a little bit of their assets to crypto, but they don't want to spend all day or too many hours on learning the market. So we actually help them by taking it over and manage it for them. The other thing, and that's something that you probably will be familiar with, when you trade, most of the people, when they trade with a lot of emotion. So when the price is correcting very much, then you say, hey, I don't want to lose more money, so you close the position with a loss. And then when the price starts picking up, you may be investing too late. Sometimes not, sometimes yes, a lot of luck as well. With the bots and with our expertise, we try to solve that as well. It's not always working as we want to, but most of the time we're in control. So in short, what we do, we offer a trading platform, serve exchange users. So if you have Bitravo, you have Kraken, or if you have Bybit, etc. Most of the users in the Netherlands, they use Bitravo. And so you could connect your Bitravo wallet, you can connect it to a Diamond Pigs account with a simple API. It's a simple connection. During the onboarding, we will give you instructions how to do that. And then you can choose an investment strategy. You can choose to allocate all your funds to us. You can choose to allocate part of your funds to us and to exclude some coins. And we have different investment strategy ranging from index to focusing only on Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana or Ripple, so single coins, or a bag of different coins like CryptoMix, meme coin mix, and top three, which only trades in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. You're always in control. You can always disconnect the API. You can always stop. You can always pause. You can allocate more money or less money. It all works very automatically. Yeah, so that's a little bit what we offer. Just a little bit about the onboarding. You join us, you register, you connect, as I said, by connecting API keys from your Bitvavo exchange. You choose your based on the goals, and we have a chat, an AI chat that helps you to decide on which strategy will fit you more based on your risk profile, and then you choose the strategy, and that's it. And then it all works automatically. So what the bots are doing, they will send signals to your wallet and will automatically, by using limit orders, will automatically do a trade, either long or exit. So we only do spot, simple, either in or out. A little bit about the infrastructure. Let's start on the left-hand side. Left-hand side, we've designed a bot factory where we put a lot of data in, and based on different technical methods and data, nowadays we have a lot of data, history data. There are all the time bots that are being generated, and then we are QA them. So we do quality assurance for those bots every day. We have some dashboard that help us to identify which bots are worthwhile looking at. And after we identify a list of those that are good enough, we test them a few months. And once they show us that they give good results, also based on the historical data, but also on actual data, we add them into a fund in one of the strategies. And it can be that one bot will be added to different strategies. It can be that it will only be added to one strategy. And when it's being added to a strategy, then as soon as it takes a position, either long or exit, it sends signals to the trade execution manager. This is where your API keys are stored, and that's where the connection between our system to your wallet occurs. The signals being sent automatically to your wallet, and with the limit orders, the trade is executed. And as soon as that happens, then your dashboard will be updated as well. It shows you the trades that are happening, it shows you the wallet that you have, the coins that you have in your wallet, shows you the performance, information about billing, the ability to change strategies, to exclude coin, etc., etc. All of it is connected to our CRM, where we have also the support software. So it's all connected to each other. We also have an AI chat that I think these days 95% of all the tickets and the questions being answered by the AI, and the support team is actually feeding the AI, the monitoring the answers, and the feeding the AI if needed with better answers. A little bit about strategy. So I touched a little bit before, but so we have index. It's a very popular strategy. Just like we invest in the top 10. We are always long, and there is a rebalance mechanism once a month that looks also the market cap, and then allocate based on the market cap, allocate the percentage in the fund. So Bitcoin will have the bigger allocation afterward, Ethereum and Solana, XRP, etc., etc. And so it's rebalanced once a month. It's very popular also because right now crypto is becoming more and more popular, and we have more people who just want exposure to the crypto market, a little bit altcoin, a little bit Bitcoin, etc. And it's also a good way to start with us, because you don't need immediately to count on the bots, and you don't need to do I trust the bots or not. It's just an index, and you see how things are going. As I always said, you go dating before you get married. So that's the index. Then we have the single active strategies. You see Bitcoin Protect, Ethereum Protect. It's not a one bot strategy. There are more bots with different methods. I will show you the different methods. So Bitcoin has maybe 4 or 5 bots, and Ethereum Protect as well. The Protect word comes from the fact that we choose the bots based on a low drawdown. Low drawdown means that the risk is low. It should be really low so we can qualify a bot. So we don't have a situation where our customers are losing too much money, because that's one of the fear and one of the issues with crypto, that everything goes well and then everything goes down 20, 30, 40%. So we want to avoid that. Then we have multiple active, the top three, the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, pretty solid one, does very well. You can see the results even on our website, I believe. We have the top index, the Bitcoin Protect, and the top three as examples of results that updates live on our website. CryptoMix, a little bit more risky because we are trading also in altcoins. But in good times, it can go very, very much up. Same with meme coins. Meme coins, pretty solid strategy. Doesn't take a lot of position, but when it takes positions, usually it does well. And then you could always combine it with some hodl position, a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, that temporarily or not temporarily. By the way, you can also exclude coins, so that's another way to hold your coins that you don't want us to manage. And of course, you can move always. You can move yourself always your assets to euro in Bitvavo and to USD in Kraken and to buy in Bybit USDC, whatever the stable coin that is supported by the exchange. Next, some of the highlights, the USPs, or maybe it's not the USPs, just what the platform offers. Yeah, you can always exclude your favorite coins. So if you have some coins that you want to keep, and we have a lot of people that want to keep part of the Bitcoin, so you also don't need to allocate everything. You can just choose partly to allocate to us and part of your coins to keep. You can easily switch, although we don't recommend that. You can switch strategies. You can have more than one strategies if your wallet has more than $2,000. You can always pause and stop. And we offer full transparency on the performance and trading activities and the fees. Yeah, one thing we're very proud of, we have a very strong support team. We always reply within 24 hours, unless it's a weekend. Our Piggy chat AI bot is very smart. It connects through our BigQuery data. It connects to your, he knows a lot about everything about your wallet, about your billing, about your strategies that you choose. So you can really talk to him, and he knows everything what we know and we have in our database. Next. So let's talk a little bit about the bot selection. So I already mentioned the most important thing is that we choose bots that have low risk. Crypto is risky business. We cannot avoid that. Even if we take all the measurement, crypto is it's very volatile and things can go wrong very fast. That's why we are focusing on prioritizing a maximum drawdown. And of course, we try to pick up also bots that are doing better than HODL. It's very easy to do that in coins that are not Bitcoin. With Bitcoin, with the performance of the last 2 years, it's a little bit more challenging, but we have also bots that are doing better than Bitcoin. Also have bots that don't trade too much, but when they trade, they only trade profit. And I'll show you one example of a Bitcoin as well. The other thing is that we don't want to trade too much, because when we trade, the exchange makes a lot of money, but the user doesn't, because the user pays for that. So we always try to find the balance between trade frequency and the transaction cost. Criteria for selecting coin, I don't want to get into it because not too much, because it's more relevant to the CryptoMix one and the meme coin. Well, the meme coin is a bit less, but we know, the team knows to analyze which altcoin is worthwhile trading in, so we don't have any surprises. So we look at the revenue that is the company behind the coins doing, what's actually the utility of the coin. About the team, we know about the team, we follow the team on Twitter, and we read, sometimes we go on spaces and listen to what the team has to say, and we we have some indicators on the tokenomics and the liquidity per exchange, so we know that although we do limit orders, and I'm not going to get to it why it's important, but it's important anyway, even with limit orders, that there is enough liquidity per coin. That's a little bit behind the scene view of how we analyze. This is a example for, I think, a SUI one that we analyze. The team is looking at those kind of screens in order to qualify the right bots. We use a few methods to run the bots in a machine learning, and one of them is the deep discovery. One of the advantages of this discovery that he knows very well to identify the low points of the price. So he knows the bottoms, what we know the bottom in Dutch. He knows to identify very well. On the flip side, he doesn't always he misses trade, so he doesn't always enter when the price goes up, and you can see that clearly on this Bitcoin one. So I think this bot only makes good gains, but he always can miss because he's a little bit cautious, voorzichtig. He can miss some trade, and that's why we need to combine those kind of bots. Those are our foundation bots with some bots that trade more, so we don't miss trade, or at least we don't miss too many trades. So it's always a trade-off between how much do you want to enter the market and how cautious you want to be to make sure that the trade is good. So this is another example for an altcoin, Injective. Also, not too many trades, sometimes miss the trades, but and just maybe to explain what you see a chart of the price, and the green line is the performance of the bots. And every time you see on the bottom L, that means that the bots took a position long, and C, it's close. What else? This was Injective. Now this is a trend rider. Trend rider is it needs to identify the trend, that there's a good upward or downward price. This is an example for a render one. It trades more often, sometimes also not. It a little bit depends on the moving average cross, so won't get into that. But this one is trading well, and is part of our CryptoMix bots collection. Another one, CDX, it's another one that Convex, it's another altcoin. Not sure everyone knows that. We also see this one also does lose trades, but he knows when to enter, and recently he did a really nice trade in July to good profit and went out, and since then the coin has dropped. This is, by the way, a very old bot, one of the first ones, I think 3 years ago, something like that. 4 years ago. The last one is a volume surge. It's the least popular bots that we use, but we use it. We use it because he trades a lot. So this is our mechanism not to miss too many trades. And if he does a good trade, it can be a really good trade. This is an example. He entered somewhere. It's a Solana one, and he entered a few weeks ago, and he has a really nice trade so far. But sometimes he also has loose trades, and the stop loss. Every bot we have has a trading stop loss, and here the stop loss is is not too wide, it's very narrow. So if the trade doesn't seem to go well, then it just goes out of the position. Just an example behind the scene how we see the things. This is the top 10 index. It's not an up-to-date one, but you could see here the top 10 coins. You can see the allocation, you can see the profit, etc., etc. And that's how we manage behind the scene the different strategies per exchange. This is a CryptoMix one. Again, it's an old one, and then you can see, I always say that it's like a football team. There are players that are playing right now, and that's the Aave, Chainlinks, XRP, Bitcoin, and Unisys. And there are some other bots that are waiting to enter, and those are the one who are not playing right now in the game. And in order to have a really good funds, that means that you need to have a good football team, some some guys who are fast and can score, and some guys who can be a little bit slower or maybe be able to defend rather than offense. And that's apply also to the collection of bots that we choose. A little bit about the pricing. This is the pricing you can see on the website. I'm not going to talk about it because we are in the middle of migration to go to a more a SaaS model. So it's a module that you choose a basic plan, included a connection to your exchange, one strategy, and 2 coins that you can exclude. And you will pay 0.3% out of your the funds that we will manage. The funds that we are not managed, you don't need to pay for that. 0.3% per month. You will give your credit card so we can charge it, and then we don't need to send you an invoice because so far with the performance fee, we had to send invoice. It's not scalable. We are now we're expanding internationally, so and it's much better also for the users. It's actually on average also cheaper for the users because you don't have performance fee. And then if you want to add more strategies, or you want to have extended number of coins to exclude, or you want to have additional features, you can always choose add-ons. And so you have the basic plan plus add-ons. We're starting next week beta testing with a group of 50 people. So this is still what we charge right now. Obviously, a lot of people, you have promo codes, so you have 30 days free of charge. Afterwards, this is the one, but we're in the middle of moving to a different module. Questions? We move to the chat. Again, it can be in Dutch, it can be in English. It doesn't matter. I guess if I look at all the names, all of you are Dutch. But yeah, feel free to shoot some questions based on what you saw, or any comments or whatever.